Hey guys, today we're going to talk about my favorite 3 pre-spawn baits. And when I say favorite, I mean, you know, kind of on average all across the country. I mean, we go to places where, you know, I may catch them on a jig, I may catch them on something different, but day in and day out, my favorite 3 baits. When I say pre-spawn, what I mean is there's been a trigger. Something's happened. We've had a warming trend. You know, something's happened to get these fish to start moving, you know, from deep water. You know, they're starting to move, they're starting to stage, and they're starting to go up and get, they may not be on the bank, but they're just starting to move shallower in the water column. So, you know, one thing I want to do whenever I'm fishing this way is cover a lot of water, because what you'll have is you'll find areas, you may find a creek that's warmer, sometimes colder. There's just more fish in, you know, so I want to cover a lot of that area to figure that out. Now, even though these are my top 3 baits, they're my top 3 to locate fish. You know, once I find them, you know, I may throw a jig, whatever, you know, something different. But to say this, if I'm fishing and they're pre-spawn, I'm gonna have these 3 laid out. First is just a crankbait. You know, this is a square bill. I've had it laid out today. We kind of got some off-color water just to be able to cover and you know, grind the bottom. You know, and this could be a 8 to 10 foot, a deep banded, or, you know, a deeper bait, but just a crankbait to be able to cover water. And, you know, I'm gonna throw this whenever it's really not dirty enough, you know, for a spinnerbait, or, you know, say it's flat, calm, there's not a lot of wind. I just need the bait to move faster to be able to trigger them to bite. So one of them, not the number one, but one of them is going to be a crankbait. You probably cannot find a better pre-spawn 45 degrees, 47 degrees to 55 than a jerkbait. This is just an old Rogue, but just a jerkbait in general. What happens is a lot of times on these lakes, when it starts warming, you know, that upper 5 to 6 foot of the water really warms. So these fish, it's just their tendency to float up and get shallower. You know, they may be 5 foot deep in the back of a pocket. They may be 5 foot deep on the main lake, but they're just gonna get in that upper water column, and that is a bait that stays up there and catches big ones. Some of the biggest fish I've ever caught has been on a jerkbait. You know, and then just the old faithful, you know, spinnerbait. And you know, this is a big one. I actually got another one laid over there. You know, we're still in 47, 48 here, and these fish haven't got up super shallow yet. They're still, you know, 5 to 10. But this, you know, anytime you get some dirtier water, and I don't mean mud, you just get some dirtier water and these fish want to get up there and start hugging around the rocks and things like that, you can slow that around, and I'll go to a half. You know, if they get up there pre-spawn around some bushes, willows, docks, things like that. Like I said, it's all 3 about covering water on those baits. But, you know, I'm gonna throw other ones. I may go down a stretch with a spinnerbait just to find them. You know, there's fish there, wheel around, pull out a flipping stick and a big jig and start dobbing it in the bushes. So just these are the 3 baits that I locate them. Fish fast and find your areas, you know, what's going on, and then you can settle down with other baits and pick them apart. Thanks for riding along.